Happy Monday, tubers. It's vlogging time. I'm doing a little bit of backwards stuff with this car. It's got mostly LED lighting in it. In fact, all of the lights are LED in this thing. And it's posed a couple of different problems. Mostly the exterior lighting being the issue. So the LED lights, yeah, they're brighter and they look cool and all that stuff, and they do work pretty decent. Better visibility. But you know, there's a few problems with this car. It's not like LED on the exterior. I'll get to it in a second here. I just converted this back to halogen. I'm leaving these alone because I like this well lit up, and this is just part of the running light circuit. It's not part of any brake light or turn signal circuit. So I got moisture in my lenses. Oh well. That one I got to do because that's an issue too. Let me show you what happens. Let's see if it'll do it. I've noticed when you got the ignition on, or turn this car on, it will should illuminate. Well, these aren't illuminating now. Earlier what was happening is with LEDs in here, it would illuminate that light, this light, and that just very dimly. And I went back there and put my voltmeter on it, and I was getting like just the slightest bit of voltage. And what's going on is that if these bulbs are out, I think the lighting control module sends a little bit of power through the circuit just to see if something's there, like it's testing for resistance. And so when there's just LEDs there and there's no load, it continually lights up that circuit. So I put halogens back in the tail lights, and I'm going to do the third brake light. I'm going to put back to halogen, which is just these 912s here. I'm gonna have to get my suit on. I'm getting cold. It's like starting to get freezing out here. Anyways, pardon me. So the rear lights I had to switch over, and now my four-ways, when you put them on, they're normal slow blink. However, the turn signal is still fast blink. So I have a feeling I'm gonna have to replace this one, these front ones. It's a shame because Adam spent a lot of money for these, and these are 3157s as well. Okay, let's get those in amber. Well, anyways, Adam spent a little bit of money on these bulbs, and you know, I like having LED, but when the lighting control module says no, this is not cool, and I'm going to fast blink, and I'm also going to make it so your cruise control doesn't work. And sometimes, like in Broncos and F-150s and newer ones, the E4ODs, if you put LEDs in the back, any of the back lights, what it ends up doing is making it so your transmission shifts funny. And this one's been shifting fine. Haven't had a problem there, but my cruise control won't work. So kind of like that with my cruise control. So I'm going backwards and putting stock lights in this thing, but leaving LED where I can. The interior, that light there, those don't mess with any of the other functions of the vehicle. So the LED lighting we can leave alone, that's fine inside the car, but outside there's a problem. The other problem is we had a company send us LED headlights for the front, and although these ones work really well, and they have it, and in these reflectors they have a nice beam of light, and it's not all blotchy and off into one spot. It's all nice and right in front of you, just like the factory lights, but brighter. People think that these are high beams, and it's getting to a point where it's every car that flashes me. So I'm gonna end up just getting the brightest that I can get for halogen and putting those back in. Right here, there's this little light here. Let me show you what this one does. This one's pretty neat. So I'll put the headlights on, And when you put your turn signal on, there's this little courtesy lamp that shines that way. That comes on. That one work. Those work pretty good. You see I'm still fast blinking. But 4 ways, we're fine. With LEDs in the back, the 4 ways would fast blink as well. So it's probably I don't see this one. These never glow when you have the ignition on. They never glow. Only the back ones. So maybe if I replace the third brake light, that might fix it. But that doesn't. That's not on the turn signal circuit. So I'm not sure what the lighting control module wants to see all together. It's probably wanting to see these two. These turn signals, so I'm probably gonna have to swap those over. Unfortunately, we didn't keep any of the I suppose I could always run back to the parts, but I'll get them later. Oh, I had my hopes up. I was like, oh, they're just meh. They're just I forgot what I was going with. I'm gonna have to replace the turn signal bulbs in the front. That's kind of stupid. And I tried putting where are they at? I'm probably gonna have to put 1,000,000 of these in this freaking car in order for this to work. I got load resistors somewhere around here. Oh, right here, right in front of my face. I tried putting these just on one side. No, it's not gonna. Nope. Nitpicking at this car here, cleaning it up today and working on it and stuff. I got some more stuff on the way. I know you guys are gonna think I'm crazy, but I went onto the old flea bay there and I found the rear air springs for this, brand spanking new, a pair for 60 bucks. And so me being me, what did I do? I ordered that. I ordered the control solenoids for it and went underneath the car, and I found that the air lines are still there in their factory spots. They haven't been messed with. And then the wire, the harnesses for the, or the pigtails for the control solenoids are there as well. One of the connectors is a little boogered up, but connection wise it looked okay. So we're gonna try and get that all to work again. If all else fails, I guess I wasted my money again. At least they're not air shocks for an Explorer. Every time I deal with that, it's a mess. It never works. The airbag portion works, but the shock doesn't, and it's like, fuck. Oh, and I got new rear shocks for this too. I'm gonna do all that. And then I have a limited slip to throw into this thing. So that's another thing we're gonna do soon. I don't know when. I gotta get a master bearing kit for all that. So note to self, don't bother with LEDs. As for the interior though, it's, you know, it works. It's not a problem. But exterior, turn signal and brake, no. My truck has LED all up in the front, and then in the back it's halogen, and my turn signal thing works just fine with that. However, me and Adam, I think we found a good LED flasher for the Explorer and the truck, where we can have all of the lights LED. I'd like to put a flasher in this car, but unfortunately, because of the model that it is, the lighting control module controls the blinking. There is no flasher. Alright guys, this car has a very picky lighting system, and I'm hoping what I'm about to do is going to work. Because otherwise, we got a problem. So check this out. Let's see, where are those things at? These things are useless. For this car anyways. So it was 15 bucks for this kit. I found the turn signal wire on this in case anybody wants to know. The turn signal wire is the green and white. That's your turn signal. Brown is your running light and black is your ground. Well, the green, I can't tell that much that I've been in here. Kind of wrapped it up similar to factory. Anyways, I cut into the green wire and just temporarily twisty tied one of these on there, and I get the ticky ticky ticky. So then I double them up, and I checked these with my ohm meter. These are 6 ohms like they say on the box, right at spec. Put 2 of those together, ticky ticky. I thought, oh, maybe it has to be on the ground side. No, I put it on the ground side, hey, ticky ticky. I even grab a light bulb and put it in this circuit, and it's still ticky ticky. I put it in line of the green. I bet maybe I guess it could work if you splice the bulb into the ground and the turn signal circuit, but you know, it's like the whole point of having the LED is to take a load off of the circuit and have a little bit brighter light and maybe a longer lasting setup. But this car does not like this setup, so that's another, I don't know, probably $5 right there. That's funny, new bulbs, this right here, this was $5 for 2 of these, $2.50 a pop. And let's see, these going anyway. It's a 3157. Okay, now let's see if that does the turbo tick. Yeah, there we go. Okay, so it's bulb dependent, that's for sure. What does the lighting control module want to see in the bulb? Because it would seem to me it wouldn't matter if you put the load in line. I mean, that's how that kit wants you to set it up. And ground, just goes to ground. Because I think it's looking for the load on the actual signal circuit. So, what's the ohmage that this bulb has that this control module wants to see? So I'm just getting my ohm meter on ohms, zero it out. Let's see, I think we should be able to go. Let's see what I'm doing. I'm just going to go against a couple leads here. There's like 1 ohm. There's 4.5. There's 5 ohms. So that's really weird. It must want to see it, the load go. I don't know. I don't know. This lighting control module's like, hey, you know what? There ain't nothing here. We just don't like it. You can obviously see the difference. That's a little more yellow, and then that's obviously amber. Ah, it's nice to not hear that turbo tick. It almost looks like the illumination is about the same as far as brightness goes, but you can see what's changing in this bulb is just the front part is the turn signal, and that it's the whole lens is changing, which kind of like that better. Okay. The bulb is right here. So put that in inventory. We could probably use these on another vehicle. But this one in particular, there's just no LED upgrades. It's about the headlights and interior lights is about all you're going to get. Well, I mean, you could still do... Let's see, what can we upgrade on this as far as lighting goes? We can do, let's see, all the interior lights, running lights, and courtesy lamp we can do. But what's the point? And I don't think it's that much of a load on the system anyways, because at least on my truck, there's no difference between having LED lights or halogen. The only difference is just what you see. But alternator doesn't care. This alternator and this thing doesn't care. So that's 4 ways. We got normal tick tick. That's lighting the smaller filament. Lighting the smaller filament. That's what I was worried about, but we're good. Yeah. Well, I'm happy about that. Sucks I had to de-LED that. But that's alright. That's that. Now the next one I want to tackle, the next light I want to tackle are these guys here. This lens is all kind of beat up. And these are just getting dirty. Adam polished these up some time ago. It actually came out pretty good. And I found new replacements, but these are not, I'm not having any problems with them, and they still look pretty good. So yeah, I'm not too worried about replacing these. The side ones, if I can get the side ones and they don't look too chintzy, maybe we'll replace them. But, you know, for right now it is what it is. We have other things to do. But I'm thinking, if you get that nut out of there, and then this screw that's in here, it should come out. Let's try that side. I have a feeling that plastic bit is going to be coming off. For those of you following along with this project here on my daily, I have a slew of things coming up. We got some juicy stuff coming up. We're doing a front end rebuild, tubes. I've got energy suspension polyurethane kit for it. I got upper, lower ball joints, inner and outer tie rods, and I'm going to replace the adjusters too, because I think the driver's side one's a little sketchy. We're going to go all out. And then the rear, I'm going to be ordering some stuff later on in the year. Do have a limited slip differential for this, which I'll show you guys in a little bit. Yeah, you just barely get at it, and you guys are on this plastic thing that I'm thinking about taking off. Hold up. I'll just snap that one right off. Looks like that's a standard one, so I'll just get some new ones. Looks like somebody's already snapped that one off before. I have a cat claw tool. I don't know where the hell it went. Boy, guys, check this out. Oh, I get all up in here. There's room for like an intercooler and all kinds of stuff in there. There's room for air horns. I could fit all of them in there. There's a chunk taken out of this one brace here. I think we can get in here now. Get that plastic thing out of the way, and this is wrenchable. Oh yeah, she's ready to come out. Oh, this is ready to fall out. Oh yeah, that was it. Okay. Oh god. That's the courtesy lamp. I'll leave that guy in there. There she is. There's that bulb. Yeah, nice. So I can replace this later. The only problem is when you replace these, the aftermarket ones just are generic. They don't have this part. And this is all glued and molded into here. So I probably won't replace this until it gets damaged, like literally. Let's check this out. So the only thing holding that side piece in is that stud we just took apart, and then the screw that goes through here. So yeah, all that holds her in, and then here's your corner piece. Yep, she's blown right out. Check that out. I got my little baggie, a new one in it. We'll go ahead and put that in there. We'll see how it looks. And now I know how to take that out. So does that make it easier to take the headlight out? Not really. I guess you just unthread it. These lights have never been, they appear to be perfect. They haven't been bumped or anything stupid, so I'm just going to go on a whim and say that the alignment is fine. I'm going to put the lights on and make sure that light actually comes on. It does. Can you see it? Cool. I was doing some research on control arms on this, and the uppers I believe are the same as a Mustang, and I found a nice little upper control arm upgrade, a couple different ones. The lowers, however, this has a coil spring on the axle and the Mustangs have it on the control arm. I measured the control arms on these, they're 22 inches from center of bushing to center of bushing. Now if that's the same on a Mustang, I'm going to take one of those and modify them. Oh hey! So anyways, I was thinking about modifying Mustang control arms, lower ones, and putting them on this. Just to beef up the rear suspension. I know the uppers I would like to take care of and beef those up a little bit, because those take a lot of the wrap of the axle. So, anyways, dude, let's get on this thing here. Stop rambling. Just barely get in here. This I'm using a 11mm. It's just enough. Okay, so again on the side here I got a screw. If we go too far, pop this courtesy lamp out. Okay, this should just pop right out. Seems like there we go. Hey, get some slack. I really got this thing tight. General Electric 194. Boink. Probably factory. That's okay. We got new. Okay, same deal. Put the lights on. Can you see it? It's working. Well, tubers, it's the next morning. Wanted to wait till the next day to make a video on the little rewind I did on the lighting system. And let's see if I can get. I don't think the lights are going to come on. It's too bright out. Yeah, they're not going to come on. I'll turn them on. But I got my cruise control back. So fine. So you got the corner light like it's supposed to have. Headlight. Turn signal. On that one. I did find Dorman makes this corner piece. They make it without the logo, of course. I'm just hoping it has the spot for that that accessory, that courtesy lamp. So I may replace those just because those look ratty, but not too big of a deal right now. But yeah, cruise control is working out. Works really good. It was nice rolling into work with the cruise control on, or on the way to work. I actually don't. Yeah, let's use the cruise control in the parking lot. That'll be great. So probably the next video for this. We got a couple different things. Depends on which one comes first, but there's two things going on. We got a front end rebuild for this. I got new bushings, polyurethane bushings for the upper and lower control arms. It's gonna get new ball joints, upper and lower, new inner and outer tie rods, and I'm gonna replace the adjusters too. The center link appears to be fine, so I'm not worried about that. But just everything else that's constantly moving because this thing has such a soft front suspension. Those are gonna get chucked and we're gonna put new. But anyways, for the next video in our playlist here on YouTube, we got something to work on, and it's actually the neighbor's rig, so stay tuned.